I'm gonna hit the record. So, yeah. So we were just talking about the group and what's so exciting about it, and like today, I didn't send out a message. I didn't send out a Facebook message. Nothing. I wanted to see who would be here because the people that are here right now are the ones that want to learn, that want to grow. If you want to be a leader out there, you have to take the initiative. You have to set the reminders in your cell phone. So if you're watching this replay, I'm not picking on you. I'm just telling you that you need to set your own reminders because leaders make choices and they stick to them. Leaders don't follow, they lead. And a leader is one that goes, you know what? Every Wednesday, every Sunday, I need to be on that call. Now, yes, do things come up? Yes. All right. But if your reminder goes off and you're off on a family vacation, at least you go, oh my gosh, I'm missing this information. I got to watch the replay. So if you're just watching the replay, hit type replay in the comments below or in whatever and let us know that you're watching this, because we are doing this for you guys. We want you to grow. We want you to be here. I just see a message from Keith right now. Hey, can you pop the link in the Warrior group? See, this is I'm going to pop it in there for him. So, all right, let me copy this.
Tell him to scroll up one link in the Warrior group, and all he has to do is click on that, and he'll get to the meeting.
You're preaching to the choir. All right. So, all right. So, let's get this. All right. Let me get this to Warrior Training. All right. Here we go. All right, there we go. So the thing is I haven't changed the link. I haven't changed anything yet. If it was to change, that's on me as a leader to let you guys know. All right, the link is not is a different link. It's it's a different Zoom number that you need to join. All right, but as leaders, we need to take. You have to take the initiative. It's just like your boss. They don't tell you, hey, you got to come to work every day. You take the initiative to get up in the morning, brush your teeth, take a shower, put your clothes on, get in the car, and drive to work. Nobody tells you that. You just do it. It's a trained thing to do, to get you, you go to that job because, one, it pays your bills, and two, you might actually enjoy what you do. But if you don't, what are you going to do to make things different? Hey, Keith, good to see you. Michelle, good to see you. Everybody's popping on.
That's because we didn't get a link sent to us beforehand.
Can I say something, Kent?
Oh, you can see
where's the link?
The link was already posted from the previous 2 days ago, last week. And Keith, I was going to send you a message and tell you, look up. The link is already in there.
So it's always going to be the same number?
Again, I'm going to tell you this, Michelle, because you just popped in here, and I was just telling this guy. I personally did not put the link in there, one, because I wanted to see who was going to take the initiative to get on the call. Because we've used the same link, the same number, everything for these calls since I've started this.
I didn't realize that.
And here's the other thing. Are you putting this link in your Google Calendar? Are you putting this as your reminder? Like on my phone, I got a reminder that says, you've got Warrior Training in the next 10 minutes, and here's the link. Oh, there you go. See, Kelly's showing me. So I already know that the Zoom call is going to be this. Now, as a leader, me, if the number changed, if the Zoom call changed, if the number was different, it's my job to let you guys know, here's the new number. Okay? But other than that, it's always going to be the same. Unless something happens, something changes, it's always going to be the same link, same Zoom, because, I want to keep a consistency. Just like you guys need to have those reminders on your cell phones, in your Gmail. I mean, hey, I have a busy life just like you do. However, I use technology. In my calendar, I have reminders to call my dentist. I have reminders to call certain people every week. I work with a buddy that helps companies with their merchant accounts, and I literally call him Monday at 10 o'clock every week to see how I can help him. And this is what a leader does. They don't make excuses that, oh, I forgot to do this. And the thing is because I call him consistently at 10 o'clock on Monday, he always picks up. He always knows I'm going to call. Sometimes he calls me 2 minutes before 10 o'clock, and he's like, I beat you to it. But that's what a leader does. They take the initiative. They make a decision, and they stick to it. So my topic tonight was, I'm kind of going off on this because it's a great topic as a leader, because leaders don't let other people sway them. They make a decision and they stick to it. And so if you're watching the replay now, just put in replay. I love to see who's watching the replays and getting this learning information. Tell us where you're from too. So let us know that. So one of the things that was brought to my attention was how do you make a bad week good? I was just talking with a couple of people, and they're like, oh my gosh, I had a bad week and it was terrible. And how do you, Kent, always have good weeks? How do you in your mind have good weeks? All right. And it's all really in your mind, because I don't see it as a good or bad week, because I always see it as, what is the learning opportunity? What can I learn from this week? As an example, like for me, some people will be like, oh my gosh, this is terrible. My position got dissolved as the social media director for a company. My partner bails out on me. I lose people on a team that I was building and stuff like that. And that all happened within like 3-4 weeks of each other. However, people see me and they're like, oh my gosh, you got your stuff together. You're always in a positive mood. Yeah, because I make the decision. The only person that can make that decision to be in a positive state, to not let things affect them, is you. You're in control of your mind, of your status. Does that make sense? So as a leader, do you let it be a good day or a bad day? And just think about that. Good or bad are just labels that you place on them. All right. Just like people. Oh, that's a good person. That's a bad person. You place those labels on those people. So it's just like, nobody can make you feel inferior. You have to give them permission. Eleanor Roosevelt, that was a quote by her. Nobody can make you feel inferior. You have to give them permission. All right. So it's a choice to have a great life. People are so used to reacting to everything. People are so used to, oh my gosh, this person said something bad, and they react. And they let that person control their emotion, to control their mind. Do you let that happen? I was talking with one of the people that's on this call right now, and they're like, oh my God, what do you do with people that are negative at your work? What do you do with people that are just a-holes, at work? Well, you can either let them be that a-hole, or you can sit there and go, what can I learn from this? What can I learn from this experience? And that's what being a leader is all about. What can you learn? Do you let that day be a good day or a bad day? There are no bad days. They're all learning experiences. Do you sit there and pull out your journal and write down what you learned that day? It might have been not the best situation. You might have lost some money in the market, and you're like, oh my goodness, I'm just frustrated. You're letting that market change affect your day. But are you sitting down journaling, like what you did, what you learned from that? Are you letting that person at work that's an a-hole control your emotions, allowing you to have a miserable day because they're in a bad mood? Or do you make the decision to say, you know what, I'm going to learn from this experience. I'm going to journal down how not to be like that person, how not to, how maybe some of you guys go to work and you hate your job and you're just like, oh, I know one person was telling me that they're going to work to pay the bills and stuff, but they're looking for other opportunities, but they really hate where they're at. What can they do? And I said, well, you can go to work and hate it all the time and make it a bad day or a bad week, or you can go to work and you can learn how not to be a bad manager or how not to be that negative person. Are you writing those things down? I mean, I got literally notes of just stuff I was like thinking about and learning how to be a better person. Here's the thing. You're in the driver's seat. You're in control of your mind and your emotions. But most of us let other people take over the steering wheel, drive your ship. Does that make sense? Do you let them, I mean, if you're driving down the road and you're doing 60 miles an hour, are you going to let the passenger just reach over and grab the steering wheel and yank it? No, you're not, because you're in control of the car. You got the steering wheel. You got the gas pedal. You got the stick shift. Not them. They're just sitting over there cruising, like listen to, their job is to work the radio and the air conditioning or the heat. That's their job, is to do that. Your job is to focus, to stay on the road, to keep everybody safe, and to make sure that you get from point A to point B. But in our emotions, in our status, we let other people control that. So figure out ways to snap out of that. I mean, I could let that week, that month of things that came at me be bad, but I didn't. I looked at it, I was like, all right, here's a golden opportunity to learn, never to let so-and-so control me or be in this spot. I need to learn this, so I learn from that and I grow from it. And here's the thing is, when you practice that, okay, this is a learning experience. It's not a bad situation. That's not a bad person. It's a learning experience. If you take that time to journal stuff down, you'd be amazed that by doing that and learning that and growing from that, because you're going to learn every time. You're going to grow from that every time, that in 2 years, 3 years, 4 years down the road, you're going to sit back and go, oh my gosh, there really are no bad days. There are no bad weeks, because it's either a good day, a great day, or a learning experience. And that's what leaders do. They learn, they grow, they adapt. All right? And I challenge you. This is a challenge I'm going to give you for this week, is to go out and have a great week. Go out there, and if you see something that you feel is pulling you down, something that's going to make you have a bad day, write it down on a piece of paper, journal it down, and write, how can you learn from this? How can you be better? Think about this. How many, and I know most, and this comes from most people I know, how many of you look back at your parents and go, I don't want to be like that? Unless you had some rock star parents. I mean, I even know a motivational speaker that's a rock star out there, and his son goes, I don't want to be like that. All right? Think about that. We all look at our parents and go, I want to be better than my parents. I want to be better. Because why? You saw throughout the years the mistakes, the little things that irked you or twerked you, and you're like, you know what, I can improve on that. I can be a better person. I want to do better for my kids. And guess what? Your kids will probably say the same thing about you. I want to be better than my parents. But think about that. If you're better than your parents, all right, and then your kids look at you and go, I'm going to be better than that. Think about how the ancestry, that legacy that you leave behind, can continue to grow and learn and be leaders out there, and how they can create other leaders out there. And you know, nobody's perfect, but if it starts with you, then that's where it's got to begin. That's where it's got to start, is you be the leader. You be the example. You be the person that is always learning and growing from experiences, or learning from good days, bad days. Write down and journal and learn from that, because then it makes you a better person. Because again, my whole goal in this group is to leave you better than what I got you. I want to empower you guys to be amazing leaders, to be amazing people out there, to help people, to be the example in your family, in your community, in your network marketing, in your sales team, in your whatever business it is you're in. I want to leave you better than what I got you from the first day you joined the group. Does that make sense? If you like that, do a little whoop, whoop. There you go. Awesome, awesome. So, you know, when you learn, when you grow, when you do that, then your days just become more calm. Because I have people that are like, oh my goodness, if that happened to me, I would be like all upset. I wouldn't want to get out of bed. I wouldn't want to go talk to that person. How are you so calm all the time? And it's because I take time to learn from things. I take time to go, okay, I'm not going to let that happen again. Because if you keep letting it happen over and over, what is that called? Suicide? Insanity? It's called insanity. Doing the same thing over and over and over again, expecting a different result. So, if you want different results, write down what you learned from that experience. Write down what you can grow from that and be a better person. So, I kind of went off on a whole tangent on that, but that, you know, it was just hitting me because I was just talking to so many people over the last week, and people are always like, oh my gosh, you're always happy, you're always working on stuff, you're always doing stuff. Yes, I literally have like, I don't know, probably 10 projects in the works right now. 10. All right. I'm just waiting for the right one to stack into place so that I can just focus all my attention to that. But if I did not learn from my mistakes, I would probably be like sucking on my thumb, like going, you know, crazy, and then, you know, begging for money, you know. But that's not who I am. I am a learner, a grower, and I want to make sure that I create something that's going to affect and change people's lives. All right. That's what I want from you guys. You know, we've got an amazing guy coming on Sunday, Ken Renner. I mean, the guy's done over $350 million. I think he's well past that now. I think he's like $500 million in sales in the Austin area. He lives down in Texas, so if he has an accent, it's because he's from Texas. But he is actually going to be teaching us about goal setting, how to set goals. You know, we all do that at the beginning of the year. I don't do New Year's resolutions because too many people break them within the first 2 weeks. All right. But if you set a goal, you can always adjust your goals. You can always add on to the goals. But he's going to not only teach you how to create the goals that you need for this year, for your business, for your personal life, but how to literally crush them. How to look at some of your goals and say, oh, I need to break that down into 3-4 different pieces to make it attainable. All right. So I'm super excited about that. Like I was telling Lisa, we got Margene Holden. She's going to be coming on talking about sacred gifts. I just had a call today with John Ferreira from Canada, and he's coming on board. I've got, wow, I got all kinds. I got Eric Swanson coming. I got Lane Etheridge. I got I got all kinds of fun people. And we're going to start some contest here soon. I had to put a couple of things together, but we're really I want this to be fun. I want this to be educational, but it's going to be fun. I want you guys to be excited about being on here, learning all these things, and growing. I literally just talked with a friend of mine that went to Warrior Camp, had a life-changing experience, and I was telling her about this group. And when I was finished, she was like jumping up and down, like, how do I get into this group? How do I, and then, of course she knows other speakers. And she's like, I want to add other speakers to your list, And think about this, guys. I was telling Keith the other day, I literally have a list already of 52 to 54 speakers. That's one speaker a week. Even if we don't take a break for Christmas and the holidays, that's one speaker a week. What if I could do it 2 speakers a week, one on Wednesday, one on Sunday? All right. And then guess what? Then I get to guest appear and share nuggets of information. Maybe you get tired of them and you want to hear me or Keith, So I'm super excited that you guys are here. I'm going to kind of end it on that note because I really want you guys to have a great week. It's the middle of the week, so you got 2 days before the weekend, but make sure, that if you're having a not so good day, we don't have bad days, we have learning days. So make sure you write that down. And if you want to, hit me up, send me some messages, and if you want to share a learning experience from this, share it with me. I'd be more than happy to hear how your days are going, how you're making them better days, and it's just between you and me. Everything that you share with me is confident. I'm here to help you and to basically grow you. You're like little seeds right now. We're going to make you a big plant, a big tree with lots of branches. And then you're going to have all kinds of people on your team. You're going to have all kinds of sales happening. Why? Because you're taking the time now to invest in yourself, to invest in learning and growing and being a better person. All right? A 55-year-old tree. Hey, how old was Lisa? Your mom was on this, wasn't it? Or was your grandma?
My mom was, no. My mom, she's 90. She just turned 90. She was here.
Yeah.
And we were actually talking about things that happened with family members. And I told my mom, I get my positivity from this. And while we were talking about it, literally, I told my mom, I said, oh, it's on right now, as a matter of fact. And the reason why I kept putting the camera towards my mom was because she couldn't hear. So, and I had it all the way turned up, and she could hear it, and she was like, "Oh, that's good. Oh, that's good information." So,
hey, you said she was 93. I mean, you're never
90.
Too old. 90. Okay, you're never too old to learn. I mean, think about it. There's 70-year-old people that I just saw a guy that had a sign up. He graduated from college at 72 years old. He had 5 grandkids, done all this stuff, and finally graduated from college at 72. So you're never too old to learn. All right? And I know there's a few of you that are younger than some of us, but that's okay. I wish I was in your spot when I was your age to learn this stuff, to be a better leader, to understand that it's not always about the big dollar. It's also about helping change people's lives, to add value to people, because people don't buy products and service, they buy people. All right. And a mentor of mine said, the more you give to people, the more nuggets of gold you're going to have in your pot. Because think about it. Each person that's on this call is like a nugget of gold. And if I can continue to add value to you, you're going to grow. You're going to be a bigger nugget of gold. And then my bucket is going to be loaded with golden nuggets. And before you know it, then I'm going to have bricks of gold, because you guys are going to be bigger and stronger and more confident. That was another thing that somebody asked me. They're like, well, how is it that people always walk up to you and talk to you, Kent? And it's because when I walk into a Starbucks, I walk in with confidence. I don't put my head down. A leader always has confidence. They know that, hey, I'm here. People are excited to see me. And that's the thing is you talk yourself, that you teach yourself this self-talk. I'm a leader. I'm here. I've arrived. You know, and then people see it because your posture is different. Like when you go into Starbucks, are you looking around at the signs and stuff, or are you looking down at your phone? Are you looking at the floor and just walking to get to the register, or do you walk in? Like when I walk into Starbucks, I scan around, I look at everybody, I look, and if somebody looks at me, I give them the little like wink at them. I do, and people are like, "What are you doing?" I'm acknowledging that person. I saw you. I made eye contact with you. And the funny thing is when you do that, people like, do I know that person? And watch, they might actually get up and walk over and be like, hey, you look familiar. Yeah, you do too. You know, and then you've got a conversation. But that's what leaders do. They have the posture, they have the confidence. I walk in, I'm like, all right, I am here at Starbucks. I've arrived. Now, who wants to talk to me? You know, and that's how you build followers. That's how you get people. I see a lot of you guys smiling because
I do that in the ballroom. Nobody comes up to me. No, I'm kidding.
See, I know a lot of you guys are smiling because you know I would do that in your Starbucks. You know that if you were sitting there and you looked at me, I would look at you, I'd give you the like that, and then I would be like, hey, and then I would like I make sure I have contact. That was one of the things that I was, if you knew me about, when I was in my 20s, I was shy. If a girl looked at me, I was like, ooh. Now it's like, oh, you're looking at me? I see you. And the funny thing is, I will go acknowledge her. I was like, hey, I saw you were looking at me. You know, I don't care. What's the worst they can say? Go away. You know? But
all right. I have a
never
question.
know.
I have a question.
You
I need
always
to
have
interrupt you.
questions.
I know, because I know that some people think what I'm getting ready to say, especially right now. Well, you guys are 99.9% positive all the time. There are things that happen with companies that we work for, represent, whatever, when there's a huge setback with the company and you're angry with that setback. Do you have a little nugget that you could give us to get us past being angry about something that happened?
Okay, so it goes into what I was talking about today. Like, you don't have control. You work for a company. You don't have control of your position. Like any day, any time, they could just say, hey, we don't need you. You're gone. You know, that's the thing is the difference about working for somebody or working for yourself. You control your business, your team, or your sales. When you work for somebody, they control you.
What if you work for yourself and you have a team and you can't find them?
If you can't find them, then if you have to search for your team.
Because they've been misplaced.
Okay. But here's the thing. If they've been misplaced and you can't find them, don't search for them. It's not worth your time, your energy, or anything. Go find other people. Go find people like you that are motivated, that talk positive, that aren't going to get lost, and that are going to stick with you, whether they get removed from a company, get removed from a team, whatever. I mean, I literally have had people that have followed me from company to company to company, from network marketing group to another network marketing group. Why? Because they believe in me. They trust me. They know that I have their back. I've built that relationship. I've added value to them And they know that I'm not going to go find them if they're lost. Why? If they're lost, there's a reason. Do you agree, Keith? He's shaking his head. Yeah. So, yes, I know a lot of you guys have lost people on your teams, been disbanded. Guess what? Learning experience. All right? Learning time. What could you have done? What could you do to make sure that never happens again? Why are you relying on a company to keep control of your team? Why are you relying on a company to grow your business? It's your business, it's your team, it's your people. Are you getting their emails? Are you getting their phone numbers? Are you welcoming them to the team? Are you helping them grow?
I had their email stored.
Then reach out to them.
But it was stored on another. It was stored on another through another server.
Okay, well now we have.
But I understand.
There's cloud space out there. You can't lose it.
Right, I understand.
So you're either learning or you're making excuses. All right. A leader will say, "Okay, I'm going to learn from this. I'm not going to make an excuse, and I'm going to grow from it. I'm going to take this opportunity and go, oh, I lost 200 people, 2,000 people." Some people that's happened. How would you like it if you were making $2,000? Let's just say you were making $3,000, and then a company decides to change their comp plan, and because they make the change in the comp plan, half your team disappears, and you go from $3,000 a month to $1,000 a month.
Okay.
All right. Do you get pissed off? Do you let that company control your emotions and make it a bad day? Or do you say, all right, there's a learning experience here. What do I do? What do I learn from this? What can I do better? Or better yet, like how can I have equipped those people to stick around instead of leaving because a comp plan changed or a business website changed or some structure changed? Thing is if you want to grow a solid team, remember I always say go get 10 chiefs, because those chiefs will always stick around. They follow you because they believe in you. They know that you're going to help them. All right. I know, like Keith is a leader. A lot of you guys are in his team. You're in his group because you trust him. You know he's got your back, and you're going to learn, and he's going to stay connected with you. Does that make sense? There are people on Randy's team. There's people on Kristen's team. Kimberly's team, Joni's team, Jennifer's team, Lisa's team. That are your leaders, that are your chiefs, that are going to help you to stay strong. And here's the thing. If you have a chief, do you think they're going to get lost? No, because they stay connected. They want to know what's going on. They want to know how they can help you. They want to grow their team. Does that help out?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
For instance, very recently, I was told because of some craziness that I had to disconnect from some people I met through a certain opportunity. And I did. I went through Facebook because of this other opportunity. I had to disconnect from each and every one of them. This is a perfect example.
Yep.
Every single person reached back out and reconnected.
Now, here's the thing, Keith. There were a couple people, and I know this because we're good friends and we talk all the time, but there were some people that were pissed off at you because you unfriended them.
Yeah.
They were like, why is he unfriending me and stuff? And I'm not pointing fingers at anybody, because there were several people that are like, why is Keith and Jamie unfriending me? Well, hey, he was told by a company he had to. Thing is are you going to be the one that reaches back out to him and say, hey, dude, did you happen to accidentally hit the delete friend button, or was there a reason behind that? Because some of you went straight to the dark side. Some of you were like, oh, Keith doesn't like me anymore. Nah. And oh my gosh, or
And
did you take the initiative and say, learning experience. Maybe I should reach out to Keith and see what's going on. Did he accidentally hit the delete button? Did somebody hack his account? You got to think of it as a learning experience and go, okay, what's happening? And then what happened, Keith? Most of those people reached out to you and found out the real reason, and you maybe lost what? 1%?
I can actually count on my hands. It was 3 people that did not reach back out, and
Don't need them.
whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So take the time to use that as see, this was a learning experience for Keith. Is he continually adding value? Is he helping add value to people that they want to stay connected to him? Or are they just somebody he added on the team and he hasn't helped? Because you can be the best recruiter, you could be the best salesperson out there, but if your team members are like, I can't get a hold of my upline, I can't get a hold of my sales manager, they never respond to my emails, they never respond to my text message, they never respond. Why? Because they're always out there bringing somebody else new into the team. They're always, recruiting. Thing is that's all they're good at is recruiting. And you know what? That's probably the worst person to be, is the best recruiter, because for every person that you bring in, 2 or 3 are going to fall out because they can't get a hold of you. You're not building them. You're not equipping them. You're not adding value to them. All right? So it's good to be a good sponsor, a good recruiter, a good salesperson. But if you don't help your team's not going to grow. If you're not staying connected with them, if you're not doing calls, if you're not emailing them, if you're not reaching them out, like they said, people don't know that you care unless you show them. Right? So take this time as a leader to learn, to sit there and go, okay, this is an experience. Most people would think that your bad days are like terrible. It would like destroy their whole year. But do you let it? You don't let it destroy you, because now you're allowing somebody else to control you. Like Keith or whoever's here, if a company happens to make changes, are you going to let them control it, or are you going to take charge and say, all right, this is a learning experience and I'm going to grow from this?
Yes, I want to address something Polly just said, if you don't mind me kind of jumping in here real quick, Kent. Polly says, can't help people who don't want to be helped either, not going to drag people to something and won't even try. Absolutely. Look, my philosophy is if you got to drag them to it, you're going to have to drag them through it. So you can just simply offer the opportunity. If it works for them, great. If not, see, that's where a lot of people get mixed up, because it's, and I call it a limited mindset, or one of scarcity, thinking that there's only a certain amount of people out there that ever come in contact with, and they got to get them, and that's why people get frustrated if somebody don't see what they're doing as valuable, or don't join them, or whatever. But let's create one of abundance. Let's think of the world is my oyster, so I can eat anytime, anywhere. So you got, when I was first introduced in this industry, they tell you create your names list and who can you put on it, and they hand me the phone book and they said every single person in that book, because the people you're gonna meet, the people you know now, is just a fraction of the people you're gonna meet throughout your life that you can possibly bring to this opportunity, or any opportunity, whatever it is you're building, right? So that's the beauty behind it. It's you're not limited. Get out of the scarcity mindset. If someone don't see it, they don't see it. We all have a season, right? There's a season and a time for everything. And so if you talk with someone and they don't see it, it's just not their time. write their name down, and you're going to revisit them a little bit later, but keep them on your living list. That way you can contact them down in the future when, guess what? Things are going south at the job. Things are going crazy from a medical standpoint. Things change for people, and which puts them into a. I'm gonna do a training one time on the circle, what I call the circle of opportunity, because there's certain times in people's lives where it doesn't matter what you got, they're not interested, and usually it's when they first get a brand new job, right? Or they just lost their job. Those two times are the most times where people just ain't interested in what you're doing. Because people who have just got a brand new job, guess what? They are fired, wired, and never tired about that. They are lit up. This is the answer to everything that they've ever been praying for until about 3 months later, right? When the honeymoon's over, then they're looking for something, right? Or if they just lost their job, they don't have any money to do with what you're doing anyway. So those are the two worst times to really, but other than that, hey, things change, and so always keep contacting people. But Polly, you're right. If you got to drag them to it, you're going to have to drag them through it. And me, I used to do that. I was going to make them do it if it killed me. I almost died. So I learned that you just got to, hey, you offer to them. If it's for them, it is. If not, next. Just talk to the next person. Good point, Polly.
I had a bad attitude with, and you guys are helping me change it, that, you know, y'all walk in somewhere and you're like, ooh, who's my next person going to be? I walk in and I go, they don't want this. They don't want that. They don't want that. I'm not going to approach them. I mean, I ask everybody, and now I'm feeling a lot better, but I always thought, because I was unapproachable with different companies, like, stay away, I don't want to hear about it. My assumption was everybody else was unapproachable. And it's a big mistake that I make.
Don't be the judge.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You gotta, like, when I walk into Starbucks, it's not like, oh, who am I gonna recruit or who am I gonna get on my sales team? It's like, ooh, who here could be a new acquaintance? Who could be a new friend? Who could I learn something from? And I've literally sat down at a table with ladies, gentlemen, and just sat down. I'm like, hey, is this chair taken? They're like, nope. And I just plop right down, and I'm like, hey, so what do you do? And you never know who you're going to meet. I've met producers. I've met writers. I've met CEOs. I've met a billionaire just sitting next to him. But you don't know, because most of the time you go and you judge somebody, or you let your emotions go, well, they wouldn't be interested. How do you know? You don't know if they just lost their job. You don't know if they got $1 billion and they're ready to invest in you. So stop being the judge and the jury. Just be the person that builds a relationship and says, you know what, you're a cool cat. I want to hang out with you. Tell me more about you.
That's exactly right. Because a lot of times people go with the mentality they're wanting to approach them about their opportunity. It's not about that. It's about getting to know them, and like you did that training on FORM, family, occupation, recreation, money, or message, right? FORM. You want to talk with people, and through that conversation, you'll find out if there's a fit for what you have. If not, get their name and number somehow, and then you have it for later on. You know, find out what they do. Let's say they're I don't know, an attorney or whatever. Hey, I'm always coming across a lot of people who might need your services. If I do, would you mind if I refer them to you? They can say, absolutely not, refer them to me. So they'll give you their card and their number, their contact information. So you got that for later. Does that make sense? You do that with everybody. You know, find out what they do and offer an opportunity to refer people to them. They're going to give you their contact information always.
Yeah. Which is good. And, you know, we can always go over the FORM training again later on down the road when more people are in this group, because we've already gone over it and you can watch the replay. That's the cool thing about being part of the YouTube channel.
Yes.
Go subscribe. All right. So I'm going to leave you with 5 things to quit right now. All right. So good days versus bad days. Are you letting them be good days, or are you letting somebody else make them bad days? All right. So 5 things to quit right now. All right. Number 1, Stop trying to please everybody. Number one thing my mentor told me to run that I was creating a meetup group, and it had like just the first couple of days I had several hundred people join my meetup group. And one of my mentors said, you can never please everybody. Or if you're going to make this into a big meetup group, it's now like 13,000 people in my meetup group, can't please everybody. You know, people are going to say, oh, well, how come you didn't do this? And how come you didn't do this event? And how come you didn't? And I just say, you know what? Why don't you do it yourself? I'm not here to please everybody. I'm doing the events I want to do. I'm going to do the courses, the events. I'm going to do the things I want to do, because the only person that you can please is the person that you're pointing right to. That person right there. All right. Number 2, 5 things to quit right now. Fearing change. Number 2, stop fearing change. There's a lot of things in your life that you cannot control. If you work a job, you can't control whether or not you work the next day. You can't control a lot of stuff in your life. You know, hey, can you control whether you live or die? No. That's up to higher beings and stuff like that. But you can control your health. You can control how you eat. You can control how you exercise. So stop fearing change. There's a lot of you out there. Oh my gosh, this doesn't work. This website doesn't work. This company's changing things. You know what? Adapt and grow. Adapt and grow. Make it a learning experience. Write down. If you think it's bad, then write it down. What can I learn from this? All right. Number 3 of the 5 things to quit right now: living in the past. Remember the SEAL teams model? Yesterday was the easiest day. All right. You're in today. Yesterday's already gone. You can't look back and go, oh, it was so good then, or oh, I had that perfect job back then. No. You can look back at the markers in your life and say, oh, look how far I've come. But don't dwell on the past. It's not going to serve you. The only thing you need to dwell on is today and what you're working for forward. All right. Number 4 on the 5 things to quit right now: putting yourself down.
Amen.
All right. Number 4 is putting yourself down. Stop putting yourself down. This is what I call stinking thinking. All right. This is what I call, from the neck up. Right. Stinking thinking is you put yourself down more than you do anybody else. If you're not going to say it to your kids, if you're not going to say it to your spouse, if you're not going to say it to your coworkers, then why are you telling it to yourself? The thing is your brain is always firing. Your brain is always listening. And guess what? When you think it, when you say it, your brain goes, oh, that's so true. Oh, I mean, there's all kinds of, remember when in one of the lessons before, I said, sometimes you can't control the first thought in your mind, but you can control the second thought. So if there is a negative thought, then make your second thought, you know what? I'm going to learn from this. I'm going to do something better. That's why, like I have on my iPad, I have a list right here of different affirmations that I can say to myself. I got 20 affirmations on just, I have 20 morning affirmations. I have 20 affirmations to build confidence. I got 20 bedtime affirmations. The thing is if you're stinking thinking, if you're the one putting yourself down all the time, you need to change that. You need to, again, this is part of, is that a bad thing or a good thing? You need to step back, analyze it, and go, all right, how can I change that? This is how you break habits. This is how you grow. Because it's like walking through the forest. You know, if you're walking through the forest and there's a path that's already cut and hundreds of people have used that path, all right, it's easy to go down that path. But sometimes you need to actually go a new path to break that habit, to break that path, to let the grass grow over that path. You need to go another way, maybe a shorter way, maybe an easier way, but you've got to lead that path. You've got to go through the trees. You got to break the branches and step over the grass and pat it down and go that way. And you got to keep practicing that new path so that the old path can grow some grass, so you won't continue to go down that path. All right. So stop putting yourself down. And the last thing, number 5, the 5th thing to quit right now is overthinking. Too many people, too many of us overthink things. As an example, like Keith and Jamie, they were told by a company they had to remove everybody that they knew that had joined that company on Facebook. All right. And then some people overthought it. Some people are like, oh my gosh, they hate me. Or what, stop overthinking. The best way to stop overthinking is to take action, to go do something. That's when you overthink, that's when your brain starts to put in the fear, false evidence appearing real. That's when you go, ooh, I can't do that. Ooh, I can't talk to that person. Ooh, that person might not want to be on my team. They might not want my product or service. I'm not going to be able to sell to them. Why? Because you start to overthink it. You started to overanalyze it instead of just taking action and open up your mouth and go say hi. So I'm just leaving you with those 5 things to quit right now. And if you didn't get them, the first one was stop trying to please everybody. The second one was stop fearing change. The third one was stop living in the past. The fourth one was stop putting yourself down. And the 5th one was stop overthinking. All right. So hopefully you guys learned some good nuggets of information tonight. I started off with how to make a bad week good, and we ended on 5 things to stop. I love when we get into these kind of talks and calls, because you guys, I love your energy. I love that you guys bring questions to the table. I love that you guys ask, because it allows me to grow as well. It allows Keith to grow. And that's how we get better, is because you throw situations at us. We might not always have the right answer, but I guarantee you I'll find it and I'll get back to you. All right? So the challenge again this week is I challenge you to have a great week. If it's not great, journal it down. What are you going to learn from it? And then if you want to, share it with me. Hit me up in Facebook Messenger. Let me know, hey, this is going on. This is what I've learned from it. And then if you need support or help or whatever, Keith and I are both here. Not only are we here to train you, we're going to coach you, we're going to help you. All right? That's what we're here for. We're here to help you. We're here to support you. We'll hold your hands. We'll let you cry on our shoulders. It's okay. All right, we're big guys. All right, I have no problem crying in front of people. I've done it in big crowds and stuff like that. Just shows that I'm a real guy. All right.
We all know I don't.
Yeah, you cry. Oh, I've seen you're a little baby.
I agree.
There you go. So awesome. Reminders. Put the link in your calendar. All right. I'm telling you guys are awesome. I'm so glad you're here. Hey, PJ, I see you popped on. Awesome. So make sure you set your reminders. My reminders are 10 minutes before the call. My phone's buzzing me. Bzz, bzz. You got a warrior training to get to. Jump on it now. Hey, Lisa got on there early. We talked, 10 minutes before everybody else got on there? That's when you really can get some good information. Think about this. When some of these speakers that I bring to the table, they like to be on the calls early. They want to see everybody popping on and stuff. What if I bring Brian Tracy to the call and you're 10 minutes early and you get to talk to him? What if I bring Oh, Jarek Robinson's, Tony Robbins' son, to the call. And you're early. You get to talk to him. So remember, being early is on time. All right? Make sure you set your reminders. Also, add people to the group. You know me. I'm here to add value to anybody and everyone. Keith is too. All right? So add your team, add your family members, add your next door neighbor, add all your friends on Facebook. We're here to help people, to grow them, to make them better people. All right? And what else? Oh, don't forget Sunday, goal setting, Ken Renner. This guy is amazing. Whew. Did you have something to say, Keith? I know you were Googling him the other day.
No, I said I can't wait. I can't wait till Sunday.
Awesome. So
His name is Ken Jenner.
Ken Renner.
here, I'll put it in the group chat. So if you want to Google
Renner,
trust me,
Renner.
here you go. It's in the group chat. You
His
can Google
son's
him if
pretty
you want.
amazing.
This guy has the #1 YouTube channel
Got it.
in Austin. He's done over 350 million in sales. This guy knows how to set goals and crush them. All right? Just be ready to take lots of notes because this information he's going to give you is priceless. And he's he's a busy guy. Like, for me to get him on the call, I've had to move a couple of things around, but I got him. I'm bringing him here because I know he can add value to guys. And so I'm super excited to have him joining us this call on Sunday. Wow. I've had him on one other call, and it is like, woo. So I hope you guys get excited. We've got other people coming. Like I said, John Ferreira is going to do some Instagram. We got Margene Holden who's going to do your spiritual gifts. Oh, more and more coming. All right. So look forward to seeing you guys on Sunday. And I'm not posting the link. All right. But be there. Bring people with them. Who do you know that needs to set some goals? Who do you know that has already broke their New Year's resolution and needs to set a goal? All right. What was that?
She had a nice shirt, Kimberly's shirt.
Oh, my shirt's cool too. See?
Hers said no bad days. I don't know if you saw it, Ken.
There you go. No bad days. There you go. So I'm going to leave you guys. Oh, awesome. No bad days. See? Always smiling. All right. So I'm going to leave you with that. Like I always do. Keep smiling because you never know whose world you're going to change. Have an awesome night, guys. See you on Sunday.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Good night, Jeff.